Okay, so back at the IR spectrum looked good. We got our plastic from the inside of the instrument, just under 3,000. We got the carbon dioxide peak. I guess I'm breathing in the room. There's carbon dioxide in the room. And then some water. So anyways, it's looking good, and I like to delete it right now. Next up, unknown 3. Let's see how much TMS we got in here. That looks pretty good. Got my line at 4 centimeters. I'm gonna start pipetting up unknown 3. Is it dripping? No, again, pretty high boiling point unknown this one. So this one's not giving me too much problems. I'm gonna bring it over to my NMR tube and start filling it up to 4 centimeters. See the line there? Close enough. Pick my NMR tube cap color. Ooh, I got a nice orange one. Good. Got the Halloween orange for unknown 3. It's cap. And now I'm going to take my sample over to the the IR, get the IR spectrum of it since I got a pipette in it. I've been using a different pipette for every sample so they're not contaminated. New pipettes. Oh shoot, am I telling you what it is right there? Here we go. There we go, bring it on over. This is all cleaned up and good to go. Drop some on there. There we go. And let's run it. Oh, it's kind of got a strong smell. Kind of a sharp smell. Let's go to the Spectrum software, delete unknown 2, instrument, scan sample, default values, okay. And here we go again. Pretty easy this IR, huh? As I'm waiting for that, I'll show you. So what we were looking for are things like a carbonyl around 1700, sp3 carbon hydrogens over 3000, sp2 or no under 3000, over 3000, maybe an alcohol, nice parabola, or a carboxylic acid. Blah. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at that! Just finished. Overwrite, and there it is. Oh yeah, it looks kind of messy right here, doesn't it? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shrink this guy right from the beginning. I'm gonna push here, push there, and that's gonna pinch the screen. Oh, there it goes, perfect. Got this off the bottom. And then I'll bring up my vertical cursor. Bring it up there. Oh no, I took it away. It was still up. There it is. It's way over here. Okay, so here's my vertical cursor. Move that over. Oops, I accidentally highlighted that spot. I'll click delete and get rid of that guy. Okay, I'll bring it over to this area. What I'm gonna say, it looks like there's a lot going on over here. 3,000, and then this one. Under 3,000, all the way over to here. That's a pretty messy looking thing. What do you think that could be? Doesn't look exactly like all of these, but these kind of things, this functional group, but I think you could figure it out. And then where is this? Is this a carbonyl? Oh yeah, that's a carbonyl, right around 1700. Label one of these. And then I'll add a text box. Here, I'll get rid of my vertical cursor. See it? There it is. There it is. Boom. And it's gone again. And then I'll add a text box. And I'll save this and share it with you later. Now I'm going to eject that last sample, sample 2, unknown 2, get unknown 3 in there. So when I eject, I want to put a chem wipe over the thing. I don't necessarily have to have a chem wipe, but it's good. Chem wipe over this, and then I'll hit the eject button, this red eject button. Press and hold that, and there's my sample. Came right up. So then I'll take off the spinner, and I'll go get my other sample, number 3. 3 is the red cap. So here I go again. Put it in through the thicker end and adjust the height of it. Right to there. Bring it back over. It's floating. Let's see if we can get her to spin. Inject. Drop all the way down. Oh, the inject button failed again. Sometimes this inject button gives you problems. You gotta tap it a few times. Okay, so let's see. Did I get it to spin? I think I did. Yeah, it's spinning. Here, I'll stop it and start it again so you can see it. So stop it. Not spinning. There it goes. Yep, spinning good. All right, let's close the lid and run the sample. Okay, I'm at AII PNMR, and I'm going to run this one. I come down here and I type the command ZG, enter, and then it asks me to name it. Hit enter again to save it as the default name, and wait about 8 seconds for that to appear. I just shimmed unknown 2, so I bet this one's going to be fine. It probably won't need a shim, but we will see. That FID looks a little strange. Let's see. So now I have to bring it to nuts. I can do that by clicking on the NMR. It's red, white, and blue NMR. Okay, this is my last unknown 2 NMR, and I'm in the integration subroutine. So I'm going to hit enter to get out of that first. You'll see the integrals will go away. Then I'm going to bring over the new data. And the command is the letter A, the number 2, and there it is. Looks pretty good. Maybe it does need a shim. Looks like I got something about almost 12. This looks like my TMS is a little negative. Let's zoom in and take a better look at these. They're looking pretty good. I probably don't need to shim it, but let's shim it anyways. Yeah, TMS is a little wonky. And this quartet looks, yeah, looks in there. Let's go ahead and shim it. So I'll go back over to AII and type the command shim, S-H-I-M, hit enter, and it's going to ask for relaxation delay. I'm going to try, usually I say 2 seconds, I'm going to try 3 seconds. I'm going to say, okay. That's just a guess at how long I'll allow the machine to relax between pulses. So it just did a pulse and this FID, and then it relaxed, and then a pulse. And it'll adjust the relaxation delay for us too. It may not be at 3 when it's done. Depends on the signal. So the receiver gain was adjusted, and now it's shimming electromagnet C and Y. Okay, it looks like the shimming's done. So I just had to rescan it. So I typed in ZG, 0 go, enter, enter. We'll get a new spectrum after the shim. Okay, let's bring it over to nuts. Here's my nuts. And again, I'm in the zoom subroutine. I want to get out of that, so I hit enter. Now I'm in the base level. I want to bring over the new data. So I just hit the letter A and the number 2. And there we go. It's looking a little sharper. Yeah, it looks good. Let's look at this quartet. Maybe there is some like long-range coupling happening here. Maybe it's a doublet quartet. TMS looks nice and sharp, but it's not at 0, huh? It's at a negative value. So I'm going to hit enter to get in the base level, and I'm going to click and hold the mouse down so I can get that minimum peak height to see where it's at. So then I come over and type M. And there it is, my TMS. See, I got it labeled there. It's at negative 0.384. 384. Okay, come on over here, and the command to fix the TMS is FO, frequency offset. And it's asking me where it currently is, and I gotta remember, I gotta put the negative. It's negative 0.384. Hit enter, and now where should it be? It should be at 0. And I hit enter. And the data now is, the TMS has been adjusted in this software, but it's still the old data that's off in the nuts. So I gotta rescan this guy. I gotta go ZG, enter again, and wait for that to come up. There she is. Bring it over to nuts. And to bring it in, I type the letter A and the number 2. There we go. Now TMS is nice and close to 0. It's right here. Let's find out where it is. I'll hold the cursor here. That's it. M. Yeah, there it is. Kind of got a lot going on up here with all these peaks. But you can see the TMS is at negative 0.036, close enough to 0. Looks good. And now I zoom in on my main signals, double click to get into the zoom subroutine, drag over my area, and look at this. This is over 11. This is probably a carboxylic acid, right? Okay, and I hit enter. And now I add my text box. I can go NO to get into the text box subroutine, right? And then I could add a new one, or I can delete this one too. But if I right click this one, I can just change it. I'm gonna make this NO3. And I usually will put my name, date, and the molecule name and all that, but I'm gonna let you guys add that to your reports, so I'm just making it quick and easy. So now I'm still in the notes, so I gotta get out of the notes, I gotta hit enter. Now I have to integrate, so I type ID, and I'm in integration, so that says integral, but I only see this little cuts of integrals. That's because those were the cuts from the last sample. How do I get it to where I integrate the whole thing? I just type C and it clears all the old cuts. There they go. And now I'm going to come over to the left side of this carboxylic acid symbol here. One click, two click to make it green, and then one more click. And I cut around that one. And then I come over to my quartet. One click, two click, one more. Triplet, one click, two click, one more. I got it. And if this is a carboxylic acid over here, then it should be 1, right? So if I click once on it, and I type the letter V, and I assign a value of 1, then that can be my reference for all the other ones. So it looks like a 1 to 2 to 3 ratio, maybe? Yeah. Or maybe these two are a little low. Maybe I'll make this one be the reference. I'll go V. I click the once, I type V, I'll make this 2. I like that better. Yeah, 1.07 to 2 to 3.01 looks really good. So I'm going to collect this data for you guys and I'll share it later. Next up, we'll run the carbon NMR. So I'll go over to the AIIP software and I'll type the command NU space C13. I did 12. That's not NMR active. C13. Oops, sorry, it's down there. And then I hit enter. Now I'm in the C13 setting. Start it. I type ZG, enter to save it as a default parameter. And you can say it says running. You can see it says running ZG with BB decoupling, broadband decoupling. It's decoupling the proton coupling with a broad band of proton NMR frequencies for our instrument around 15 megahertz. Now it's going to go through and it's going to do 12 scans, which is probably less than needed. I mean, way more than needed because we have such a concentrated sample. And I click OK, it says that it's done. And I bring it over to nuts. I come over to nuts, and instead of typing A2, I actually have to hold the control key and then hit the F3 button. It's a little bit different. And then it's going to ask me to open up the default name. That's what I saved it as, so I just hit enter. And then it asks for line broadening at 0.5. And hit enter. And OK again, just to get rid of that dialog box. And there it is. It's like we've got 3 carbon signals looking good. So let's process it. I'm going to make my minimum peak heights show only 3, but it actually already is. I just see these 3. It's looking good. So I'm going to go to view, and I'm going to get rid of those peak labels. I'm just going to have the table here. And then I'll type in a text box. Well, I'll zoom in first. So I'll zoom in on my main area, which is pretty much where I am, but I'll go a little past 200, a little past 0, hit right click, and then I want to get out of the zoom subroutine, hit enter, and get into the notes taking subroutine. So that's, what's the command? No, N-O, and then A to add a box. I'm just going to type it real quick. Unknown 3, hit enter. Oh, enter brought me down a line. I got to hit OK. And then put this over here, and then hit enter to get out of notes back to base level, and I'll save this for you guys.